A college education is important, but many students find themselves lost and ending up with so-called empty degrees that lead to trouble getting a job after graduation. The new book, Hacking College, Why the Major Doesn't Matter and What Really Does, is not where a student goes to college, but what they do while they're at college that really matters. Ned Scott Laff spent 35 years in academic affairs at several colleges and universities, and Scott Carlson's been an education writer for 25 years.
They both join us now. Good morning. Thanks for being with us. This is such a perfect time to talk about this because people are stressed.
And you're dealing with this.
Our boys, are getting close. So what do you think matters most? The school, the major, or just the kid and what they're going to study and whether they have a diverse education?
I would say it's the latter. We would say it's the latter. Like, one of the problems that happens with students coming into college is that they focus on the major. So the major is the thing that they sort of have this hyper focus on, and they feel like they have to pick something that's really useful or matches up to a job. So marketing or business or psychology. And then they take the rest of the credits, which is most of the credits that you take in college, and they don't build anything synthetic out of it. They don't build anything that matches up together. And this is what we argue leads students to wind up in jobs afterwards that don't match up with what they studied in college, or maybe don't match the skills needed for the skills that you got in an undergraduate degree.
But boy, Ned, hasn't that been going on for years? I remember people getting like a sociology or just a generic biology degree.
Liberal arts degree.
You had to kind of know you have to, if you want to be a doctor, you have to go to medical school, or if you want to, you have to decide, am I going to be a teacher with my sociology degree? What's different now?
The problem is it's basically the same. Nothing has really changed. It's been this way. The first time it was written about was in 1984 from the American Association of Colleges, which is now the American Association of Colleges and Universities. And part of the reason is that the majority of a student's academic program are blank spaces to be filled in. What do you fill them in with? Now, what we're arguing is that from the student perspective, they have to be doing research out in the world that they want to go into and bring that information back and be able to look at the learning opportunities on a college campus and then design their education to meet their career goals.
I don't know. As a parent, though, I think I would worry that if I sent my kid off to school without, like, first getting into the business school or knowing the specific course of study, they may get lost in, like, these general ed classes with 300-person lectures.
So what we're arguing is that the students are testing these ideas out in the world. They're opening what we call the hidden job market. Now, the hidden job market is not this sort of network of nepotism that most people talk about out there. What we talk about with the hidden job market is there are all of these jobs, all of these roles out there in the world that you can't see really as an 18 to 22-year-old, but you have to go and research and discover. And if you can discover sort of the granularity of the world of work, you can figure out how to match sociology to jobs in therapy, or how to match anthropology to jobs in the corporate sector. And through that research, you're able to design an undergraduate degree that has all of these pieces in it.
So instead of taking, you say like this is amazing, 2/3 of the classes that college kids take aren't even in their major. There's a lot of these general requirements, and you're saying they should specify, oh, I should really seek out a class that is specific to what I want to do. Correct, Ned?
Yes, absolutely. And it's in how students design the degree. So when we talk about this in the book, each student in the book is an archetype. They represent thousands of students. Why am I in this gen ed course in science? Or I don't have a clear understanding of how to translate my interests into college speak. Or how do I put together a program that matches my interests and opportunities in the world of work? Once students begin to do the research on this, they're able to identify the learning opportunities on campus and then start filling in the blanks on their degree audit intentionally.
You also say that there's a lot of bureaucratic traps that college students find themselves falling into.
Yeah. I mean, transfer being the biggest one. I mean, transfer is one of the areas where students get hung up all over the place. You know, you go to a 2-year school, you end up taking courses in psychology, child psychology, adolescent psychology, and then you transfer to the 4-year school, and the 4-year school says, well, we offer those same courses, but they don't transfer in because it's really not the same, you know?
Yeah.
It's traps like that. It's traps about pushing students to pick majors that aren't necessarily what they want to do, but it tracks well for the school.
What about the idea of a dream school? I mean, a lot of parents get hung up on, I want him in a Big Ten, I want him in an Ivy. How important is it, Ned?
I am so happy that you asked that question. Any school can be a dream school depending on how you do college. So you can start at a Prairie State Community College.
Harvard on Halsted, we called that.
And end up doing psychology and ED medicine at the University of Chicago hospitals.
I'm so glad you mentioned Prairie State because I successfully took a math class. Oh, it wasn't successful, but I did take a math class there. We called it Harvard on Halsted. You know, it was excellent. It was excellent.
It's true. You get hung up on those things, and it's like it. And really, where the kid ends up, it's what they make of the place they're at.
Exactly.
Correct?
Absolutely.
Yes, and in turn, this affects college costs, return on investment, and this looming issue of student debt.
Did you guys ever come up, though, with what can a student do with an art history degree, or are you guys still trying to solve that in your next book?
Oh, no, we have solved that problem very easily.
All right, pick up the book and find out. It's Hacking College, Why the Major Doesn't Matter and What Really Does. And for more, you can check out Chronicle.com and follow them both on social media. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.